More Mech Engineer here. I believe it is Mech Engineer Day. I've been alternating between that and Battle Brothers. I do want to kind of get those on the same schedule so I can release 2 episodes a day, but that requires a level of self-control and discipline, which I have hitherto not shown. So something to work on. But in any case, hope everyone who celebrated had a wonderful 4th of July. If you did not celebrate, ergo you were not in the United States, well then I hope you had a great week. I don't know. Very big thing over here, but you know what? That's okay. So, in the last episode, we were able to accomplish a few things, not as much as I would have wanted, but nonetheless, we got some good stuff. So we have 2 level ups here, T2S2 and T2S1. T2S1, I think we're going to give Rescuing a Mech returns the pilot, and then we probably also want to give you accuracy. So let's just give you that and go from there. We do have Clone 1 and Clone 0, that's interesting. But in any case, we take a look, we have 182 engineers, so we can probably start pumping some stuff out of production here. Let's go ahead and do some additional engine updates, as well as, what do we want? Do we want an additional laser? That might not be a bad idea, actually. A laser, and then, ooh, man, we don't have enough to do that, right? We don't actually have enough to do anything right now, which is okay. Not a big deal. We'll get those back eventually. But in the meantime, let's take a look at what we can do right now. So we still need to take care of this, but I have been avoiding it as much as possible. We do have these guys, which I do not like because that is rockets. This. Tell you what, hold on. That's the city. So we need one more kind of placeholder before we get to the city. And I'm wondering if this, wow, there's lots of the rocket bots. Rocket bots are a pain. Do we have actually... Here, let's pop Trigun 2 back in. Do we have any auxiliary anti-missile things? No, I bet we're still... Yeah, that'll be done in a while. Darn it. So I would like to have that, but I don't think we can do that right now. So let's consider something else. The other thing that we can do, potentially... Oh, they all have their rockets. So if we use this, maybe we could leverage this. So that's 281 degrees though. So that's a no-go. Oops. Alternatively, we probably start down here and go down here. I think we wanted to look at this before. It's kind of tricky. I don't know how confident I'm feeling about that. You know what though? You go up here. No, actually, no, you just swap. Because we're going to bring Urban. We're going to bring Urbie in here. See how that goes. But what I want to do is take a look at how things go. So, let's pop T1 or T2SL. Doesn't really matter what you guys come in as. And we'll see how this works. We may need to take some time and get out of here fairly quickly. Oh, shoot, I forgot to maximize it. I apologize. I know that doesn't really affect much for you guys, but it does for me. So I wanted to take a look there. So I think we're going to do a mad dash basically to clear out these nests. Oh, that's some sketchy nest work. Let's go over here though. Oh, could we kill that Bruckus? Oh, yes, we can. Absolutely. These guys are resilient. Interesting. So Urbie is very slow, however, very, very impressively armed. See, I'm wondering if Urbie could just handle this whole thing. Ooh, rockets, rockets, rockets. Yep, Urbie's taking some damage. Okay, alright. No, we're not doing that anymore. Holy cow. Run away. No, get out. That's horrible. That is horrific. It's gonna take so much energy to replace. That's okay. We probably need to... If we're gonna survive with that, we definitely need to get some of the anti-rocket technology. That is a thing. Now, I would bet that the only reason that he's actually still alive is because of that armor we gave him. So, yeah, that's gonna cost us a massive amount of phones. So, whoops, we're gonna ignore that and say we did. Say we didn't. That one, whatever it is. All right, we are currently working it. Let's go ahead and... Oh, we did get another clone. Interesting. All right, so remind me, what were we doing over here? We were trying to get... I know we were trying to get the water purification systems, get the life support back online. I'm wondering if we don't try and do this component stuff first. Now, someone very wisely described, by the way, how these are naturally connected. So, for example, if you have this one, the upper factory is connected to the lower version of the ring, which is connected here. So then, ostensibly, this would be here, this is also here, and so you can actually see kind of how these things naturally connect. And then if you go here, well, then that's connected to here, which is here, which is here, which is here. So very interesting. Something that I was unaware of in the past, but thank you for pointing that out. Very, very much appreciate it. Now, I think this is going to be our goal. So residential area, and we just need to start upgrading these guys. So that does increase the food supply. Food supply is at 100%. We still want to improve our life support systems, but nonetheless, it's kind of is what it is for right now. In the last day, what do we get? What do we get? Let's go to calendar. We got whatever that is, which is... Where'd I put it? The ice reactor. Aha! There we are. Okay. Reactor overcharge. And third generation engine. So we could do that, or we could research atomic bombs. So that's fun too. Flamethrower versus an underwater battle. We could also start getting the hollow mech. Oh, not quite, not quite. Or we could get cabins 2 and 3. So I think we're going to get cabins 2 and 3. Is there anything that we could do? We could do, excuse me, reactor overcharge. Yeah, let's just continue to try and do that. So, in the meantime, though, I really don't want to fight these guys, to be honest with you. Because Urbie took a huge amount of damage there in the last fight. Maybe we just wait until the rockets go away? I know it can do that. Like, that definitely happens. So, I'd say let's just move over here. I don't really want to do anything with that. So I think we're just going to hold off for right now. We are continuing our production capacity. We are getting a little bit faster here, which is excellent. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we do want to get another Urbanmech at some point in the future. So maybe what we'll do is we'll hold off on these engineers and wait for these engines to get done and then go with another one from there. How's that sound? Let's continue to level up here. Residential area, which then leads to the upper factory. So 2 more days, and then we'll have maximum level on the upper factory. So that should hopefully help us out. All right, well, this guy I think we could actually take advantage of for sure. The one thing I'm going to say, though, is squad lead can probably be transferred out to something else. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So, squad lead, how do we want to adjust this? Take a look at your weaponry here. rather than, what if we did a specialized cannon, which does increased penetration. Okay, so that's fine. And we max out the penetration capacity and accuracy and rate of fire. I think that might not be too bad. And so there's a max range, which is fine, but let's see if we try that. I'm curious to know if that will improve your capacity in any way. Now, the other question is, do we do this? That would potentially solve the problem for us, because we're definitely not using any more energy than we need to. That also allows us to potentially get a load of armor on there, like so, and that pops us up to a grand total of 15 passive armor, which is quite nice. So let's try that. T2SL goes there. T1S1. Oh, these are the clones. Okay, yeah. Sweet. We are good. We are good. Hopefully we're not going to take on too much damage here. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, not there. Just want... Was it this one? No. Definitely not that one. But, you know, 8 nests, that's kind of insane, you know? Oh, which one was I doing? Was it this one up here? No. I am going a little crazy. Oh, it was the city. Yes, it was the city. So, let's go ahead and give the city a shot. Also, I think I might have actually accidentally pressed the skip button twice here, but oh well, is what it is. Let's keep moving forward. Alright, so, city. We need to get you guys up here. Need to crush this. Okay, come on, Urbanmech. I believe in you. Alright, see Bruckus over here. Laser, do me good. Excellent. Alright, let's give them some freedom of will here, I think. Excellent. Even if we're not getting good stuff, we are getting good connections here. Or good resources. Connections, resources, all the same thing, really. But the big thing, of course, is that we are going to be fighting against those guys that are trying to grab us, essentially. Did I get miner? No, I do not have miner here. That is kind of problematic. Let's keep moving. See if we can get away from the turret without taking too much damage. There we go. Goodbye me. I don't expect to have any issues here. I definitely should have brought my digger mech. But, you know what? Here's what we can do. We have a bunch of artillery, so... I'm thinking that's going to be a pretty powerful tool here. Is anyone struggling? Squad lead took some damage, but not too much. Let's move forward a little bit. There, if we can funnel them in here, that would be phenomenal. I would say if we can also... There's 4 of them. That's crazy. So we are slowly punching through these walls, which is great. Because I think that's going to be the big thing here. We just got to keep... So let's focus on that. If at all possible. And it does look like the energy shield only covers it, which is good. but that energy shield also does protect against some rather significant artillery barrages, which is a problem. That is not something I'm looking forward to. Alright, where is our turret? Is our turret still alive? No, turret is gone. Unfortunate, but is what it is. Still minimal on the damage, which is good. No one seems to be taking too terribly much in that respect. One of them did get knocked out, which is good. Alright. Now we artillery.
Danger, artillery fire. Danger, artillery fire.
Perfect.
Danger, artillery. Danger, artillery.
We're just gonna use everything we got here.
New position. New target.
There we go.
New position.
Well done. Alright, we just gotta get rid of these guys. A little bit of damage, Alright. But, absolutely worth it. Alright, so T2S2 got a little bit of hurt. A little bit of pain going on there. He may actually just have gotten that from the last time. It doesn't look like there's too much actual damage, to be honest with you.
Continue mission.
Okay. Can we not capture the base? Do we need to kill that guy? Do we need to kill the turret down here? We may. We may need to kill this turret, which is interesting. I was not expecting that. Yeah. So let's get here. So we did take some damage on all of them. That's okay. Is what it is, I suppose. Alright. That is literally it. Okay, yeah, so we had to kill all the bosses and everything. Okay. Well, that's not ideal, but lesson learned, I suppose. Worthwhile for the artillery strikes, I think. So we had 7 in total. We used a lot of them, but I think that was definitely worthwhile because otherwise I don't see how we were going to potentially get through there. Is what it is, but I'll take it. All right, we also looted 2 heavy engines and 4 of these, which is fun. We got a good amount of people as well, both engineers and scientists, and some loot. Everyone returned, which is phenomenal. I am curious how you are doing, Urbie. The precision was okay. Kinetic weapon efficiency was 0.03, which I kind of expected. Explosive weapon, which is pretty darn good, actually. Now, I'm also curious about how your energy weapon efficiency was 0.02. Great. Terrible. Now, 681 repairs. I think we can absolutely handle that. We have clues now, though, which is phenomenal. I think the next stage is probably going to be... Like, can we move over to Russia, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. But we are now up to 34 engineers, or 34 science team, and 172 on the engineering front. We look at the production capacity, we will have that done in 1 day. And I think we are going to go ahead and let it go for now. So, we did finish research on cabins 2 and 3, as well as whatever this is, and I cannot remember for the life of me what it is. So, we have 134 in our science team remaining, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and level up the residential area here so that we can get this upper factory up to speed. We are running a little bit low on metallite here, which is not great. Something to consider here. But we now have the laser, quick-firing pulsed laser, powerful enough to work in the atmosphere, reduce damage underwater, and does heat up the reactor. So, Tesla's experimental weapon. Weapon creates lightning bolts that clearly hit the target at medium range, versus the energy shield booster, amplified microwave emitter with a modified frequency causing constant damage to organics around the mech. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. So there's also this stuff, which I actually don't know what this is. I would assume it's going to be interesting. So let's go ahead and add this to our science budget. And then we have 64 people on the science team remaining. If we're going to do that, we could, get drones. Drones slowly repair the durability of the mech with time based on the amount of drones and pilot CBS. Can't repair in melee. Okay, very interesting. We also have cabins 3 and 4 available, so let's take a look at what those are. So we have Trigun here as our kind of test pilot here. The first one, cabin, I'm going to assume this is cabin 3, has weight of 30, control of 30, and safety of 20. But cabin 2, actually, I don't know which one this is, has less control but significantly higher safety. So that's something to consider as well. Now, we do have 228 engineers, which I don't think is enough. We need more. So let's go ahead and wait for this set of components to finish, which is going to give us 60 engineers back, and then we will produce this guy coming in the next day, which is good because it's 2 days plus for the production from 56, and since we are just 1 step away from getting 56 done, we should be in a good state. Other than that, though, we are probably going to get this 3rd generation engine on the way here. Other than that, we have some additional stuff which would provide us some support in terms of reactor efficiency. And then here is a brand new laser, I believe. So let's take a look at the laser here. Low power impulse rapid firing laser weapon. Damage and firing speed are dependent on energy consumption. Yep, and it does look like that. Now let's see how long this range is. So it only goes to about here. So let's bring that in, because otherwise you just can't shoot it anyway. Perfect. Good enough. I think that's good enough. Because there's no point in increasing the penetration, as there is no penetration. There is no point in doing the acceleration at all. There is, however, a potential to increase the damage with less penetration adds weight, because there's no penetration in the first place. So what that realistically does is massive amounts of armor burn, which is kind of fun. The other option is you could have a shotgun approach, which is kind of cool. And if you get close, it's still a little bit difficult. What happens if we, it just turns into a giant, like, slug almost. The fire would be interesting. Shards after hit, I don't think that actually works on this one, so I think this is probably the solution for it, right? Adds weight, but also massively increases the damage. Potential damage of 1380, which is pretty darn awesome here. Now, the other thing that I would like to do is, what if we do this? That'll increase the laser capacity, versus we could also increase the damage rather significantly. That said, I think it's probably worth improving the accuracy as well if we're going to pop this onto one of our mechs, and I do want to consider that. So possibly adding a second weapon to Trigun, maybe. Let's see, what do we have these large engines now. Now, what would that do for your capacity? Puts you up to 208, and if we drop this guy on here, you're still under, which is good. And the other question is, how is your cabin working? Do we want to give you this improved cabin safety? We could. We could. In fact, that's probably not a bad idea. But if we keep you here, we can give you additional armor as well, which is something that we definitely want to consider. Do want to take off that that self-destruct system? Probably not interesting enough for me. But I'll tell you what, we could add 6 here. And then take a look at the energy. We don't really need you to do that, do we? Oh, goodness. Yeah, we don't need that necessarily, but what we can do is we can add that, and that will increase your firing capacity, which I really do like. And the other thing that's interesting is you're pretty darn quick, don't get me wrong. I just don't know if we need this on there as well. Say we do this, and then a fire build. I still don't know what this bar means, by the way. That's something interesting that I need to figure out. But let's see, this is currently Yeah, we could definitely make use of that. So Trigun 2 going to be a little bit interesting, so we should rename you. Trigun 2 is no longer a Trigun. He is no longer a rotary cannon. I'm going to call it laser burn. Because reasons. Now, the other thing we could potentially do here is if we take a look at some of the reactor stuff, we could get you a little bit of additional flexibility there. I still don't know how to do a resistance multiplier as well. That is probably a somewhat significant failing of mine. So I'm sure there's like builds out there. So for example, resistance multiplier has only one direction. It's 0, 0, 0. If we move it over here, it's 0.16, 0.72. Now the question is 0.14. So it's 5, 0.14, and 0.8. So I don't necessarily understand all the differences and the nuances. The cooling power, right, that makes sense, obviously. But let's say we take this off. Cooling power seems to go up, right? And so the only difference there is a transition of resistance, which is internal and external resistance. That said, though, maybe that's the way, right? And then that goes down. So there seems to be some sort of calculation, because it decreases the cooling power but increases the resistance. It's a percentage reduction, right? So I guess what I'm really confused on is just the specific methodology, because that is an objectively worse thing. So I'm assuming it's like, well, the farther down it goes, the better. And yet, you might be confused as to why that is. So, at least I am. So let's go ahead and take this one. We'll fit that onto laser burn here. I think that'll be good. And then let us also increase the energy capacity of that. So that will increase the heat from shooting somewhat significantly. Let's just go with 1 for right now. And then we can add... you know what, we could probably add some different weight here. So we have a capacity of 3. So if we take that off, get you... Oh, let's go down to, sorry, number 1. We could do 1 and then could do a layer of 2. So that would put you up to 16 passive armor. That may actually have been roughly similar, but I don't know for sure. Energy shield, not possible, but I think we are in a good spot there. Let's update that. Now it says that we have science capacity here. I don't know what that means. Assuming, oh, this is, yeah, okay. The best cockpit designs, 2 days for 25 staff. Yeah, I think that's actually going to be very, very nice. Okay. Perfect. Let us identify what we're going to be doing here. So tank can probably be updated here in the near future. Squad lead, I think, has outlived its usefulness for right now. So we're going to take laser burn instead. T2S3 is ready to go. I think we are going to start you working on drones. Can repair allies. Yep. Okay. So let's do that. You'll be a support. And then once we get drones, we will reactivate one of these guys, possibly Trigun 1 or tank, and go from there. Not quite sure. In either case, though, we do need T2S2 to go to the hospital. You know what? Maybe what we do is we bring in Tier 1 again. And vitality is T1S1 is the lowest. Okay. T1SL, let's go with laser burn. T1S3. Did we lose T1? Yeah, I think we did lose T1S2 somewhere. No. Oh my goodness. Right there. You dum-dum. Right there. Okay, now actually, I'm curious. T1S2 has amazing reaction time, which is great. Now, who's going to be in the training? I think Ellen probably needs to go in training. No. Reaction and CBS test is great. So, who has the lowest reaction? Clone 0. I guess you're going to go in there. Figure out how to work with this. Alrighty, now the real question is, who are we going to fight? Anyone? Possibly? Yes, definitely. But who? So, if we do this, we definitely can't get around that the way I'd like to. That's a little hot for our... See, this is kind of sketchy, this 4 right here. I don't like that. So I'm kind of tempted to do this, but I just don't like the fact that it shoots big bullets. That's kind of terrifying, to be honest with you. So instead, perhaps what we'll do is we will... Ah, man, it's so tricky. So tricky. Let's consider doing this. Yeah, I think we can make this work. So let's go ahead and load people up here. Urbie taking the slot as well. And we can actually take additional mechs. That's something that I haven't really taken advantage of. You can take up to 8 mechs in a fight. The key problem with that is that it does cost a lot of resources. So let's move forward. So we have guys here, here, or we have nests here, 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 and one looks like right in the center. Yeah, right in the center there. So I think our first course of action is going to be to continue to move in a straight line. I do need to upgrade. So Trigun 1's laser needs to be upgraded. That much is certainly true. Here's what we're going to do, though. We're going to move you up here. We're going to give you some free will here. So those Bruckus do need to be killed as quickly as possible. Perfect. We're getting burns off. Okay, so you are currently working. Let's get you up and around here. Oh, interesting. Perhaps I did the wrong thing here. May have lost a Bruckus, unfortunately. Okay. You know what? Actually, let's take this Bruckus down. It looks like we're actually doing fairly well right now, which I appreciate. I just want to take down this guy here. Thank you. And then let's walk around the red down here so that we can get this nest. The nest appears to be doing okay. And I feel like our weapons capacity has gotten to the point where we can fairly safely handle the... What are they called? I don't even know what they're called. The grabby guys. Let's go with that. It looks like that Bruckus is going to run away. That's unfortunate, but kind of expected, I suppose. The other thing, of course, is if we have more, or at least enough, yes, darn it. If we have enough capacity to, you know, burn down these guys as far as armor is concerned, or well, really anything, to be honest, I think it's probably going to be relatively significant. There we go. We can get these guys down very quickly. Excellent! Look at that. Alright, we are definitely getting the hang of things here. Now, we also need to pay attention to the artillery. We are still at 3. We have not taken all of the... or we have not started to recover as much as we could, but that's okay. I still think we are doing very, very well. On the whole of it, I don't think anyone took any damage. Potentially. Now, there's some exhaustion going on, sure, but other than that, it's really not a bad deal. Did I end up giving you the right thing? Okay, well, either way, Trigun 1 needs to... Huh? Okay. Nope, Trigun 1, you need to change your thing a little bit here. It only goes up to here, so. I'd rather miss a little bit than not at all. Okay, fair enough. The other thing I noticed, this doesn't have any upgrades whatsoever. So what if we did this instead? I think it probably ends up doing just about the same, to be honest with you, but let's go with that. Let's go with that. So Trigon 1 then is working with this and a laser upgrade. Oh, come on, work with me here. There we go. That's exactly what we wanted now. All right. Now I'm curious to see what will happen here as we upgrade some other stuff. We do need some more high energy, high capacity, I'll say, motors. But for right now, I think we're doing pretty well. So you can see, by the way, what the energy is. So this is an energy shield, I believe, or an energy-based attack, if I recall correctly, which means that we probably need to start getting our guys energy shields as well. Now that's something that I haven't been doing, but should most certainly get done, and we'll probably start doing that here in the like next day or two. So we got some components. Excellent. We are 1 day away from 3 researches in fact, and 2 days away from 2 more. So we're gonna get a massive boost to our science team here, just in just a day or two. But let's also take a look at the production capacity. So we have 293 engineers. I would love to create another one of these, and it does take only 5 days. However, takes the entirety of the hangar to make, which I understand. I totally get that. So the other thing that I'd like to do is create on this other side some engines, but I can't. I don't have the capacity to do that. So instead, let's go ahead and take a look at what we have going on here. Oh, the other thing that I was told that I should take a look at, sorry, totally getting distracted here, is the, was it 50 or 36? Something that produced, oh, District 23. It's around here somewhere. Yes. So gives resources every day, which is kind of nice. So, you know, popping up 30 Scalinit, etc., definitely going to be valuable here. And that's something I probably should have been doing from the beginning, but maybe just missed a little bit, you know? So, other than that, let's get T1S3 back on the line here. We can send you back out, since all you did was just get a little bit of a refit here. And we almost have level 5 on T1S1. T1S3 is almost to level 4, which is quite nice. And what do we have available here? Anything at all. That scares me very, very much. These rocket guys, I do not like them. Let me see if I can find them. Yeah, Millis. Average length, thick teardrop shaped body. Uses wasps born from its own incubator and guided by large... Wow, nice. Takes significantly less damage from explosive weapons types. Prefers to stay at a distance, sometimes retreats to safety to spawn new wasps. Okay, spawn areas are set initially, then every day the spawn areas shift 15 degrees of longitude east and west, alternating every 10 degrees of longitude, or of latitude. If in the algorithm area only appears during the activity phase of the Operaria swarm. I do not know what that means, but it does seem like there's something going on there. So, regardless, I think we are at a good spot here to stop for right now. So we're going to do that. We've made some tremendous progress, not only in the capacity of our troops, but also our research and production. I am very excited to keep moving on. I'm a little concerned that we don't have the, what is it, point defense is kind of the closest thing that I can think of to describe it. But this stuff right here is the anti-missile systems. So that's going to be something that we are going to need in order to fight those guys, the millies. But we also need to keep an eye on our Scalinit as well. Might be worth putting, for example, one of these guys or 2 of these guys in production. And I know that we did lose just a ton of it right now. Same thing with the Metalite to produce this, but having a second Urbanmech is going to be absolutely amazing. So, regardless of that, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. We are going to be continuing on with this shortly, and then, yeah, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.